I'm Tim Woodstock. I run Bassworx, the only drum and bass night we've got going in Dubai now.
So my name's Alex Foley. I'm an audio engineering lecturer at SA Institute in Dubai, and also one of the co-runners of Bassworx Dubai. We run drum and bass nights monthly.
Bassworx is a collective of friends, of drum and bass heads, putting on a night of the music that they love.
So the idea behind Bassworx is a drum and bass house party that doesn't happen in a house. That's pretty much it.
The last Bassworx was actually in February. It pains me to say that. We basically had 4 months off, and that is the longest gap we've had in 7 years.
That was at the Novotel, at an abandoned restaurant.
Took a few months to kind of get going, because it was an empty restaurant. We're basically building the venue from scratch every month. So full sound system, lighting. It was a good 2 days to put on 4 hours worth of music.
When that Bassworx in February finished, we had planned to come back in March and do another one. But not long after that night, we were told that the venue had been franchised out.
So basically, as a result, we became venue-less. Basically, last year, the venue we were at, Casa Latina, we'd been there for nearly 6 years, and the hotel was refurbed. And during that refurb, the management asked us to leave while that refurb was going on.
The refurb is now complete at the hotel, even though Casa itself wasn't really touched by the refurb. It's still the same old place.
The opportunity with Casa Latina, we felt, was that we could potentially rebrand it, redecorate it.
I mean, it's called Casa Latina. It was supposed to be like a Cuban vibey kind of place, salsa dancing, Bacardi, these sort of things. That doesn't really suit a drum and bass venue. But the idea was just to paint it grey, maybe put some lights up, change the logo, change the name. Obviously, Bassworx would have happened one Thursday a month. So what's the club going to do for the rest of the time? We've always had good friends that again put on techno nights, that put on indie nights and play indie rock music, or they would do like reggae nights. We know Shadi from the Flip Side, the record shop. We'd put him behind the decks and just go like, bring all of your records and play for 27 days. And he would, because that's the sort of DJ that he is. And yeah, we wanted it just to be a place of not necessarily underground music. I think that term is a little bit kind of overused, and it's almost been kind of glorified, especially out here in Dubai. Oh, come to our underground venue. It's in a massive 5-star hotel where it's 50 dirhams for a drink. That's not underground. Okay, underground is in someone's shed at the back of a car garage with a knackered sound system or something like that, obviously. That's kind of the ethos that we were kind of going for, but obviously with good drinks prices in a decent venue with a good sound system and good music. But it involved the hotel spending a little bit of money, I mean, if they had bought the paint, I'm sure that I could have got like 8 mates together and we would have attacked the place with some paintbrushes and done it all ourselves. But, that wasn't anything that the hotel wanted to spend money on. Obviously, they've gone through an expensive refurb of the main lobby area of the hotel. Casa itself is being looks like they're going to go into a joint venture with another promoter who's been putting nights on around in Dubai for a good few years now. But yeah, that looks like it's happening. Now, if that does happen, it looks like all of the weekends will be taken up by that promoter and the DJs he has. So that leaves no room for Bassworx. Now, Tim, he has organised 2 internationals for the next Bassworx. They're coming out on July the 4th. We've got Jason Cambridge, aka A-Sides, and Mr. Patif from Brazil. We've known that the guy's been coming out for around about a month or so. So it was a little bit scary to kind of go, yeah, great, come out, play for us. Where? Yeah, okay. No, we didn't really know where we were going to put them.
So the pressure was kind of on to find a venue to make the 4th of July work. So outwardly, it looks like we've just gone back to Casa Latina. The reality is that has been a hell of a struggle. So since the refurbishment was completed, The hotel management has completely changed. So the reality that we're going back to the same place that we've always been in is not the case. We've had to basically start the contracts and the negotiations all from scratch, all from new. And it looks like quite painfully as well that it's going to be a one-off.
Within the last 3 or 4 months, I think it's been nice to have a break. It's also nice to realise how much we miss it, which fuels the fire so that this next one is the best that it can be. In terms of going forwards and finding venues, that's the tricky bit, really. There are tons of hotels with clubs. They either don't know enough about promotion, they don't know enough about us. It's all fair enough, right? Or, they want us as the promoter to pay for everything. You've got to have a hotel team that's clued up with what you want to do and how you want to run things. And that includes DTCM licenses.
DTCM fees here are one of the biggest kind of strangleholds on not just alternative music, but just clubs full stop. And actually, there are hundreds of bars in this place that they predominantly have one resident DJ who plays 5 times a week, and they'll play different types of music. And that for them is a relatively small outlay and expense. And from a licensing point of view, you pay 1,500 dirhams for each application, and then you pay 750 dirhams per performer, effectively per event, or if they're a resident DJ, per 3 months. So you can effectively pay 2,250 dirhams to license one DJ to play in your venue for 3 months. Or we do a one-off event, it's 1,500 dirhams application fee, and then it's 750 dirhams per DJ.
Now, having a hotel that appreciates that and pays for that is rare. Possible, and happens, but it's unusual.
There are events which we would like to ticket, and actually we're unable to, because for the venue to actually be able to ticket it, it's expensive. A venue to order print tickets has to buy a printer that costs 10,000 dirhams. Yeah, and when they're then making the venue themselves make basically no money off the back of the ticket, because you've got licensing fee that goes to DTCM, and then predominantly the revenue from that goes to the promoter. There's very little incentive for them on top of the licensing fees, which themselves are exorbitant, to actually then invest further in ticketing. And that's the main thing which has kind of killed off all these other events, because the venues aren't prepared to, are working on such small margins, they're not prepared to spend that money, but the promoters aren't making enough money to pay it themselves. Our focus at the night is not to earn money, it's not to have revenue, it's not to have Instagram poses, it's about a group of people with a love for a particular type of music. And it just so happens that music isn't, the most commercially accessible.
Is being underground important to us? I don't think we give it much thought. If, let's say, Bassworx got 500 people in every month, and that number started to grow, and someone like Zero Gravity approached us and kind of said, hey, your guys' night's doing pretty well. Do you fancy moving it across to Zero Gravity and doing a monthly residency there? That'd be a serious thing to consider. I don't think we would. I think just the music, the scene, the people and the attitude work better in a kind of smaller environment. But yeah, but bottom line is we're not underground for the sake of being underground. We don't use that as a term to necessarily describe us or label us. It just so happens that that's what we are.
Yeah, putting on an alternative music night in Dubai is an uphill struggle. The actual night itself has become bigger and bigger kind of pain and a bigger and bigger amount of work. And actually then the amount I then get to enjoy the night itself is less and less and less.
And to organise Bassworx is a chore sometimes. We love it when we're there, we love being there and we love doing it, and it makes it all worthwhile. But sometimes the build-up to it is stressful.
Also, the other reality is it's a hobby for me. It's my passion project. I've got a big grown-up job. I've got a family which demands a lot of my time, and I want to give a lot of my time to as well. And there's only a finite amount of resource, an infinite number of hours of the day, emotional energy to kind of keep doing it. And it is hard work. But then in some ways, it's actually, I kind of need the project. Actually, I like the kind of challenge of it.
The good thing is obviously as lecturers here, we have flexible hours. So if I do have an afternoon off, then I can go and check out a venue, or I can go and meet Tim to go and get some speakers fixed, or something along those lines. I like to get the students that are doing live sound to come and help me move speakers at Casa Latina. Like I've done that a few times where I've just got to sit there and do nothing and just get them to sort it all out, right? Field trip, right? Underground events are difficult in general for the fact that if they weren't underground, they'd be popular. If you have something that's popular, you can, I don't know, sneeze on a flyer, right, 4,000 people to turn up, all wearing sunglasses, not barely listening to the music anyway. Yeah, they'll be there to be seen. And that's not underground. Underground is people that genuinely love the music, and therein lies our problem. Our genre of music is specific, it is niche, and it's having the crowd, it's finding the people that will turn up every month.
We've got this city where people are constantly leaving, and it's a very small niche of music. And so to try and keep finding those people in that niche is very difficult. And I think there are a lot of people who, if Bassworx was to go under, would be sad about it and feel like they haven't got their release, their place to go once a month. But then possibly they haven't been to the last 3 parties.
Because it's an underground scene, it's not the most popular, it needs all the help it can get. There is a scene, there is a following out here. I'd do Bassworx if 10 people turned up.
Personally, for me, the 2 main things I get out of Bassworx are friends. It's making a genuine social circle. The other side, and the main reason I got into it originally, is I actually love DJing drum and bass.
One of my favourite things about drum and bass is the community. For a music which, if you were to walk into a drum and bass club, it's a rather aggressive style. I promise you, if you were to walk into the middle of a rave anywhere and pass out on the floor, every single person turn around and help you up. The family vibe, the brotherhood, the sisterhood of the whole scene is phenomenal. 100% we do it for the music. We do it for the music, and we do it for the ravers in Dubai and the UAE. We have people that come down from Abu Dhabi and stay in hotels, right? Because it's the only place where they can find drum and bass. That's why we do it. We love it. Like I say, it's a house party, right? You don't make any money. If you had through a house party, you're not going to charge people at the door. You don't make any money. You have a good time though, don't you? Same thing. That's what it's like for us.